Hi everybody, welcome to Cooking with Krissy and happy almost Valentine's Day. Right now I'm going to teach you how to make the most romantic dessert, chocolate pudding. That's right, we're going to make some classy chocolate pudding with an orange liqueur and orange peel whipped cream on top, just to kind of class it up a little bit. We're going to make the chocolate pudding in two different stages. The first stage is going to be making the pudding, then we're going to put it in the fridge and let it rest for 3 hours. And right at the end, we're going to make the whipped cream, plop it on top, and serve it in really funky little wine glasses, just to up the romance factor. The first thing that we want to do is get all of our ingredients ready to make the pudding. The pudding itself we are going to make on the stove, so let's get everything as prepped up as possible. I have a little bowl where we're going to put all of our dry ingredients to start. We have half a cup and 3 tablespoons of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a quarter teaspoon of salt. And we're going to dunk that in. That's all of our dry ingredients that we're going to be putting on the stove. The next thing that we're going to do is take 2 eggs and we're going to divide it into 2 different little bowls, because what we need for this recipe is just the egg yolks. So we're going to separate the whites from the yolks. First thing we're going to do is crack the egg, put your finger inside. The first bowl is going to be your whites bowl, and you kind of just let all those whites spill out into the bowl while keeping the yolk inside of your shell. And then you're going to pass it back and forth in your shell, draining the whites and keeping the yolks. Beautiful. It's like rocket science, isn't it? The other things that we are going to have prepared: a cup and a half of semi-sweet chocolate chips, a half a cup of whole milk, and we're also going to have, in a separate container, 2 cups of whole milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, and I have some vanilla, and we're going to use a 1/4 teaspoon, again that one tricks me up every time apparently, of vanilla. So let's move over to the stove and start making this. I have my pan on medium-high heat. I'm going to take my dry ingredients and a whisk. I know it's so weird to not have the pig with me. And I'm going to put this straight in, whisk it around so it mixes up, and then take the half of a cup of milk and pour this in here too. Okay, now that our milk mixture and our dry ingredients are mixed together, I'm going to take my egg yolks and whisk these guys in as well until everything is nice and smooth. Take my 2 other cups of milk, pour that in, and bring the entire mixture to a boil for 1 minute. Now you can see a close-up of us whisking our milk, egg, dry ingredient mixture. Our mixture has been at heavy boil for 1 minute, so I am going to actually turn off the heat, and while still whisking, mix in a cup and a half of our chocolate chips. Yeah, that's right. And 2 tablespoons of butter. There we go. And I'm going to keep whisking this until everything is melted in. Since it's not on heat, I'll bring it a little closer so you guys can see, while steaming, how the color is changing. Now that we're going to pour in our final 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla and continue whisking our mixture, we are going to remove this from the heat and start plating everything up to go into the fridge. Before our chocolate mixture gets congealed, we are going to plate it into our adorable little appropriate wine glasses. Take a serving spoon and just scoop some of this pudding mixture directly into the cup. Everything is now scooped and relatively beautiful into our wine glasses. So I'm going to take a layer of saran wrap and press it down directly on top of the pudding. And then I'm going to pop this in the fridge for 3 hours until it gets a little bit firmer, and then top it with our whipped cream. I'll show you what it looks like then. Right now we are going to make our whipped cream. So I'm going to take 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream and pour it in our whipping bowl. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. And then I am going to take 1 tablespoon of any orange flavored liqueur. I have triple sec because it's cheaper, but if you want to class it up a little for Valentine's Day, you can use Grand Marnier. So let's pour that in. And I am going to take an orange and zest a little bit of orange peel straight into the bowl. And you want to use about 1/4 teaspoon. Our cream is whipped into stiff peaks. That's how you know that it's done. And it's been 3 hours, so I have our trusty chocolate pudding cups out of the fridge. And all that's left to do is spoon our cream straight onto our chocolate pudding. We have our pudding and our whipped cream all in 1 cup, and we are ready for action. Have a great Valentine's Day.